and welcome to Tea Time with Sam. I am joined by my sister Becca. Oh, cheers!
Cheers!
So Becca's here to talk about the Stay a Spell series. She was part of the workout that is available on the Micro Squad.
Yes.
Do you have to go back into the archives for that one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that was a fun one. You wore, let's see if you remember, you wore the workshop like tarot card set that was a little tight on you.
Yeah, I was like, somehow I squeezed myself into it and it was fine. It was gonna work. But
it worked well because if you don't know, some of the sisters, we'll do a little recap here. Let's pause, rewind. So Stay a Spell series by Juliette Cross is an amazing series that you should read. It's about paranormals, and those paranormals are witches. So there's six sisters. Whoa, blah. Six sisters.
No, nope, never mind.
Continue. The Savoie sisters, and they're all witches. And we follow each sister's journey, falling in love with a different paranormal. So we have werewolves, we have vampires, and we have Grimm.
Represent.
Wow. Let's start. Oh wow, you can't even see, you can't see it, viewer, but she actually has little vampire fang cuff on her ear.
Yep.
Really representing here. I'm representing my husband's favorite, the Grimm. But okay. Anyways, that's like the big overview of the 7 books technically with a novella, and it's all based in New Orleans, which we really need to go back to New Orleans.
Yeah.
But anyway, so you follow each sister, different paranormals. It's a lot of fun. They're very, very cutesy. They're adorable. We ended up meeting Juliette Cross
for my birthday.
Yeah, for her birthday. It was really, really cute. I got Juliette's blessing to do a themed workout, and that's kind of like our little origin story with a quick overview of all of the books. They're just great fun.
Yeah.
We're gonna like scatter all over the place, but on our journey, it's not a consistent timeline here.
Okay, cool. You can start anywhere. It's okay.
Okay, so on our journey of reading, I picked up the book. Speaking of paranormals.
Dude, did you see my arm? Oh my god! Where's that? Over there! Oh my god! Okay. Anyway, so you're talking about picking up the book probably because of the punny title.
Oh yeah, so Resting Witch Face, which is the 5th book in the series, popped up on my like Amazon must read next. I read the synopsis and realized it was the 5th book, went back to the first one, which was Wolf Gone Wild. As I'm reading this, I am not a werewolf girl. I've never been a werewolf girl. I was never Team Jacob. It's been, well, I don't know if I was really Team Edward, but like it was always Team Vampire through and through. And I read this book and texted our book club and went, oh my god, everyone needs to read this. I love the werewolf. Something is wrong with me. And I think that's what everyone in book club kind of went,
hold on.
Wait, Sam likes the werewolf. We have to read.
Yeah.
So the entire book club got involved reading these series. We all devoured them. All the while, Becca decided to collect data. For some reason, she decided to be a true Grimm, which is what the Grimms do in this world, is collect data. Well, you realize your data collection services were literally Grimm-coded.
Yeah. Yeah.
So tell us your data collection that you were doing.
I was more at least trying to see, like, at least, like, based off of which one was everyone's favorite book, kind of correlates to which Savoie sister or at least their like love interest they either like or sort of relate to. It's a whole PowerPoint series I've got going on showing what everyone's fictional crush is. And it's really telling.
Yes, and then even what team paranormal they're on.
I gotta redo that survey on like werewolves and vampires because then somebody, you know who you are, was like, why choose? And then just ruined the whole like war between werewolves and vampires. And now I think I've got to just redo the whole thing.
Well, it's also really biased. You never put in the original pie chart, you never put Grimms on there.
No, because this was just strictly vampires and werewolves. This had nothing to do with Grimm.
Okay.
That pie chart was separate from this series, but I can do another pie chart that's related to this series, and I was planning on doing another pie chart, and I can't remember why. I thought of it this morning, and I can't remember why. Oh, it was for the Bat Boys.
That's a different thing.
Yeah. I know, but we were talking about my PowerPoint and the pie chart, so we were going down that rabbit hole.
Fine, fair.
Yeah.
My husband has even read these. He's read 4 of them, so we got all the way to Always Practice Safe Hex.
Oh, he hasn't read Resting Witch Face yet?
No, he's been deep in his Brandon Sanderson reread phase.
That's fair.
But he's getting a little tired, so I'm hoping you'll get to Resting Witch Face. Like, you gotta finish.
He needs to find some repose or some rest in Resting Witch Face.
But so anyways, let's come back
on track.
Get back on track.
We have to do a lot of editing.
I know. Let's not talk about Jenna's episode.
Oh no.
So it's fine. We're fine. So you've been part of the workouts. You've immersed yourself into this world
unintentionally.
The micro squadverse.
Yeah.
The microverse. So do you remember anything from that workout?
No.
What's up, my fair homies? I am so excited to see you here for this SORE-cery and Hijinx workout. My sister Becca is here today.
I barely remember being a part of it. I'm not surprised I'm a part of it, but I have no idea what happened in that workout.
That is fair. You don't remember half the things.
No, what is there? Did I do something?
No, you didn't do anything.
Okay.
Anything. This was out of all of your workouts. This is probably the tamest you've been.
Okay.
like, let's be real. You've been a part of a lot of workouts where you go off. You get really into character.
Yeah.
Really into character.
Yeah.
And we love it. I don't think there's a day that goes by that someone doesn't tell me that they love hearing something you said in a workout.
I'm glad someone's out there enjoying it.
I enjoy it.
I don't remember it.
I greatly enjoy it. To not bring up the one I always bring up, which is the Red Guardian or the Red Room, the Black Widow workout. The Red Room training. Let's make that one clear. Not that one. Not that Red Room. It's the Marvel Red Room. The Red Room is from 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh, I was thinking of Jane Eyre.
That alone speaks volumes between the two of us. Volumes.
I mean, I just finished another Bronte book yesterday.
I know.
Which you know about.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I don't know what this is.
I know.
So that's where my head's at.
Anyways, we did another book workout very recently, which was the Princess Bride workout. And in the middle of that workout, she actually tricked me like Vizzini.
I was so proud of that moment.
Yeah, that was another one that is for the books. I was so mad. It was so good.
It was so good.
So normally she plays a lot of pranks, but I think this one was just a lot of wholehearted fun. I think that's
sure.
A little bit of spicy. I just remember there were some innuendos that were said by me, not by you. I'm normally the one that says innuendos, not you.
Yeah.
Like, you're kind of the prude in your innuendos.
Yeah. I was like, I'm not.
Your face. Verbally.
Yeah.
Verbally, I say I'm a lot more. But no, there were some great moments, just at least in the workout overall, of just including some of the characters. Let's just talk about Wolf Gone Wild because it's the first one. It's like your gateway. The first one is your gateway book into the whole world. Is that Mateo is our werewolf and he has his alpha, so his wolf form that kind of reminds us of like Venom and Eddie Brock.
Yeah.
And so they're just such a fun characters that I played off of them and like writing some of the moves that like paid homage to him. But yeah.
I was like, I don't remember those homages, okay. But I'm so happy for you.
No, there was your forehead to the floor. Alpha push-ups. Rumor has it he does like this position a lot, so we're going to just put it on display here if Becca falls. And Juliette Cross responded, Mateo wouldn't like that position.
I didn't realize that she responded to that.
I don't know if it was on her, like she reposted it to her stories or she actually commented. I cannot remember, but I was like, I think that's why that one sticks out so far in my memory.
That's great.
Yeah.
Right, and back out to your plank, alternating which leg is going to pull in first, stabilizing your hips, engaging your core. You are grinning and bearing through this. You didn't like that one?
No,
Oh, you're grimacing through it.
And then not to do any spoilers with the books, but there's a second generation with these characters. So they're kids, and the first book comes out in February, like 18th or something, and I got an e-arc of it. And if you didn't know what an e-arc is, it's an electronic advanced reading copy. And I got that from NetGalley, thank you. And so it's the Southern Charm series, and it's really cute how they set everyone up, and you get like sprinklings of some of the original characters. And will you read it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I participated in the giveaway on Goodreads.
I didn't even know there was a giveaway on Goodreads.
I just looked because I needed to update my Goodreads for some stuff, and I saw that Carolyn entered it, and I was like,
that was quite a sound. I asked because it's been like, you've been in a reading slump.
I have been. It's been rough reading year. It's just the start of the year. But at the end of last year, I was in a reading slump, still sort of working my way out of it. I was actually thinking maybe I should try rereading this series because it'd be fun.
It's cute.
It's cute. I want to get my husband to read it, but he's just not he's more of a gamer than he is a reader. And I started him off too strong on a different spicy book, and that was the wrong way to go.
Yes, please. Do you want to tell people what that book is?
No, maybe tomorrow, because that's going off on another tangent. And let's stick to this series.
I love this cliffhanger you've made.
Yeah, watch the next episode to know what series I tried to get my husband into as a start. But I started reading this series around like Christmas time. I think I remember because I was working on a show backstage and I was reading Wolf Gone Wild. And I have this really bad habit.
Or great habit.
Great or bad habit with like either audiobooks or just physical books, where sometimes I end up like getting so immersed that what I'm doing kind of becomes like the action. Like we'll take ACOTAR as an example, because I was listening to the first book, and of course you got like, if you haven't read the book, but there's a cleaning moment with Feyre, and she's like cleaning all the lentils off the floor, and it's really tedious work. And I was doing that in the costume shop with shoes because I work in costuming. So I was just tediously dusting all these shoes like on the floor. So I was like there with Feyre, like doing this tedious cleaning work, and I was like, I feel you. Or like another part where she's like scrambling up on a roof, and I'm like on a ladder, like in a bunch of clothes, like trying to scramble my way up. So I won't spoil it, but it was in the middle of the show reading this book on my Kindle backstage. It's this dark, spicy moment, and I'm in this dark, enclosed, quick change booth, and I'm like, okay, we're gonna stop. This
feels too real.
Like, this is a little too immersive, so I need to stop. We'll do this another time. And I'm like, we'll just wait for our quick change. We don't need to be all flustered when this quick change comes up. So
probably smart.
Yeah. But
what show were you working with?
This was Little Shop of Horrors.
Okay.
For Christmas. Yeah. But yeah, after I finished the first book, I think I sped through the rest of them that were out. I think we were in Hawaii.
Yeah,
too,
you were reading
I was like I was just rolling through it. I think I got to like the Christmas novella by the time that we were in Hawaii.
Really? You hadn't read Ruben's book yet?
No, because I think it's like Don't Hex and Drive, and then
Witches Get Stitches.
And then it's
the Christmas
one. And then I hadn't gotten to the other two yet.
Okay.
I think I was just starting Always Practice Safe Hex by the time we were leaving.
Okay. So
yeah, from like end of December to like January, I was like speeding through all these books because I loved them.
Yeah, no, I read them all in December. I remember that.
Yeah.
And then at that point, Grim and Barrett, the last book, hadn't been out yet. And I was like, I mean, they don't end on cliffhangers, but when you know there's one sister left to read, you're kind of like...
And you're like teasing that one sister throughout, like...
That was a slow burn with that sister.
Yeah.
It was torturous, but everything is great overall. It's fantastic. We had fun. And your favorite book?
I switched back because I'll say my favorite of the men in the book is Ruben, and I knew that from the beginning as soon as I read Wolf Gone Wild, purely because he had a really nice vest. And that was what won me over. And every time I say like I don't like blonde vampires, they always end up being like blonde vampires.
They are always blonde vampires.
So I'm like, well, okay, so there's that. But I think I also so I like Resting Witch Face, but I also really liked Always Practice Safe Hex. And I think I really liked that one just because it was really kinky.
Oh my god.
I was thinking about that this morning. I was like, I think I just like it. Well, it's like my favorite Bridgerton book is, which I haven't read all of them anyways, but I like Francesca's.
Oh, I love Francesca. Like,
yeah, because I think that's like the spiciest one.
Yeah.
I think that one's got the best spice, and that's why I like Always Practice Safe Hex. Because I think I really like the spice in that one. But I like Resting Witch Face because I like Reuben and vampires, obviously. Grimm's come a close second. Although, like, my top 3 is Always Practice Safe Hex, Resting Witch Face, and Wolf Gone Wild, because who thought I would love a werewolf?
That's why it's like it's like it's the gateway drug for some of us.
Yeah, for werewolves. Like, I never thought I'd love werewolves, and now I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for all the hate I gave you.
Yeah, like it's
nodding is cool.
What'd you say?
Nodding is cool. I don't think there's nodding in this book.
So for those who are unsure, there's no nodding, there's no odd penises or anything. The oddness you'll get is in Always Practice Safe Hex. Like you said, that's gonna be the kinkiest book out of the whole series.
Yeah.
And so that's my husband's favorite, but he only likes Gareth. So he loves Gareth. He thinks everything else is just like whatever. I know we're talking about everyone else's, but I'm not talking about my own. We'll get to mine. Save me for last. I just enjoy his because his favorite is Witches Get Stitches. And it was so funny. We were on the plane. I don't know where we were flying back from. There was just too much travel last year.
Yeah. There was a lot of, I don't know when you were in town. I think it's easier to count when you were in town on one hand.
I know. It was a little chaotic. So Witches Get Stitches is his favorite. And the like prologue chapter, so we're literally on the plane, and I ended up messaging Juliette a photo of him reading it. And we get off the plane, and he turns and looks at me, and he goes, "That chapter was really spicy. This one just kicks it up a notch. This is my favorite." I was like, oh my God.
I understand.
I didn't expect so much joy out of that one.
Yeah, I can't actually imagine that. It's really hard for me to see.
It was just, like we were just sitting there, he's reading it, and he's like, oh wow, this is good. And then, we're getting off the plane, and he just looks at me, this was so spicy, this was fantastic. I was like, I'm proud of you. Glad you like it. And so he does actually tell like his own book club and other people to like the other men folk read this book so that they understand their wives or girlfriends or whoever. It's enjoyable.
Yeah.
But so out of like so far for him, out of his couples, like he loves Witches Get Stitches couple a lot, which is actually one of my tops. I think it's just because we see each other like a lot in each other, and like he likes Violet's like sassiness and like upfrontness, and like she's super badass, and and I like her for that, and I like her like relationship with Nico, and
that was a cute one. I didn't hate it.
No,
I mean honestly, the New Year's scene was great.
Yeah. that opening chapter, you're like, oh, this is fantastic.
Yeah.
Like
in the closet.
There's always a magical closet.
Storage closet.
There's a closet in every story, and it's always magical.
Yeah.
Come down to your lunge. As you come up, you're going to bring it up and over to the other side and lunge down. This is Mateo, or technically Alpha, throwing Evie over his shoulder. Maybe take it to a supply closet. The magical supply closet.
So that's like ended up being like one of our favorites collectively.
That's also Claire's favorite.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And both Lena and Claire don't like Always Practice Safe Hex.
That does not surprise me at all. And it's hard to go from there because like I do love Reuben because it's just I love a vampire. I just love a vampire. There's just something about them. I just love a vampire. So like everything else after that gets kind of muddied, like in my like rankings, because I'm like, well, I do like the like relationship between Gareth and Livy and Always Practice Safe Hex, but I really love like Wolf Gone Wild, and I'm like,
it's hard.
My rating system in those ones is just, they could literally just be even.
Yeah, those three usually end up like switching all the time for me, just depending.
I know. I looked at mine the other day when I asked you for it, and I was like, I feel like we could switch these.
Literally every time I update that sheet, I always switch up the three a little bit. Like, maybe it's this one, and I go back, I'm like, nah, maybe it's this way. Like, the bottom three kind of always stay the same, but the top three always end up switching a little bit.
Yeah, I would say, like, my bottom two are always, like, consistent, and then you should just make slot 3.
Just a run-on
sentence of this is what they are. It's just so hard to, like, categorize them and figure them out. Back to like workouts though, I will say I don't know how I ended up making this series of a workout.
I don't know either, and I'm really impressed.
Thanks, that was so nice. You gave me a compliment.
I am nice to you.
Little known fact: she is actually the meanest sister out of the three of us.
I'm not.
We'll bring this up again in the next episode.
I'm not the meanest one.
Why are you so happy? Like, I can see like the devil horns like growing. Of like
it brings me such power.
Yeah, you're like, I am not the meanest one. Yes,
because everyone always thinks, well, I am the shy, quiet, more introverted one. Okay, maybe not. Maybe my self-perception of myself is a bit skewed along with my language. But what character do you relate to? God, totally.
Now you're hosting it, okay?
Because I want to talk about this, and I thought I'd let you talk about this first, because you kind of already said it anyways. Like, which of the sisters you kind of relate to?
I definitely relate to Violet, like I said earlier, of just like her sassiness and just like
I'm in control of this interview now.
This is very strange.
Anyway, so Violet,
there's some iconic scenes that I don't want to say here, but I could see myself doing them, just because I'm a shit stirrer.
Yeah,
Violet's a shit
and you're
stirrer.
also just stubborn.
I am stubborn as fuck, and I'm well aware of that.
Yeah, well, and that's where I see a little bit of Jules too. Right?
Yeah,
For some reason, I like totally.
Are you talking about yourself or me?
You.
Oh, okay, thanks.
Because she's being the older sister and is also kind of stubborn, so I could see like those two.
Yeah, and I think when I started the series and like what Jules was in the first book, I was like, oh, I'm definitely going to be Jules by the end of this series. And then I met Violet, and I was like, well, this is different, but I understand Jules. Like, everything ends up being like a tie. Yeah. And it's so hard to like separate it out. It's, Juliette, this is your fault. I can't have a good rating system because of this.
Yeah. Your books are too good.
God, how dare you write such amazing books? But like, yeah, the Jules of like the older sister, like taking care of everyone, like that motherly, like, I'm not motherly, like, let's be real, but like I'll watch out for you guys. I'll step in front of moving cars for you.
Yeah, you have this perception of yourself that you could stop a moving car.
Oh, I did it again the other day.
Of course you did.
I'm really gonna. Okay, side tangent. I have this really bad habit. It's actually a bad habit. Is when we're walking around, and there's cars, and the car's not paying attention. I think I'm invincible. And I will pull my sister, because it's happened to you and it's happened to the other one, and it just recently happened to my husband. Yes. Very, very recently. I will pull them out of the way, and I will square off with the car.
You'll play chicken with the car, and it's like, I wonder who'll win.
Yeah. Mark had words about that one. He's like, what did you think you were going to do? In my defense, in that scenario, there was actually 2 fire trucks right across the street doing like a training thing in the parking lot.
You're going to say they were squaring off too. No, they were doing so. Everyone was doing it.
Yeah, they were doing it. I thought I could do it too. No, they were doing this like training scenario over there. I was like, well, if I got hit, they were right there. You would have just had to shout. You wouldn't have had to wait to call anybody. They're just right there. It's like, that's not the reason to continue doing that. Anyways, that overprotective sister aspect is very innately there, and I understand that, and that was very beautifully captured by Juliette.
Yeah.
Do you have other questions for me?
No.
Oh, you just had just that.
Well, now let's talk about me.
Yeah, okay, Leo.
Yeah.
Which one?
I'm a Leo, by the way, in case.
Which sister did you identify with?
I kind of had to have somebody else tell me who they thought I was, because I could see traits from different ones and I couldn't quite place them. I actually thought I was gonna relate to Clara a lot, because I thought at least her character was going to be represented as this very sweet one with a dark side. I'd say she's a very sweet one with just
a bubblegum side.
A bubblegum side. It wasn't that, I thought she was going to be more mischievous. I didn't think she was. Again, still love Clara, but it wasn't exactly what I thought that she'd be. And I was like, okay, I actually don't relate to Clara as much as I thought I would. I asked more people and they said Evie.
I was going to say that.
Because of the nerdiness. I mean, I've got the ponytail and the t-shirt today.
But Evie also has that that self-perception of herself.
Yeah.
Becca here's an artist as well, so that part of your brain where you don't think you're good enough, that massive imposter syndrome, that's very much there. Very relatable to Evie in my eyes, but just to interject.
Yeah, I was I think Evie, and then purely because I think the Leo aspect, because I think Livy is a Leo.
Oh yeah, I think
and so just it's Evie with a hint of Livy, not a lot, because I don't think I'm Livy to that extent. She's very, very outgoing, and I'm not that outgoing. I'm outgoing in a booky sense, so I'm an outgoing bookish person. So outgoing indoors. So
you're an indoor cat that ventures outside.
Yeah. Oh, what was it? This is a quote from Sam Nescosta, sort of slight tangent that I really liked, that I related to. Because again, Leo, they're lion, outgoing, this and that. And I was I don't know if I can be a lion, but I can be a petty house cat.
It's very true.
So I'm I feel that. I was thank you, Nescosta, for helping me come to terms with me being a Leo, because I don't feel like a lion, but a petty house cat I can be. So I relate to Evie, at least on her, I guess, yeah, that
the creative, artistic side.
Yeah, and same with Mateo too, because Mateo's an artist as well.
That's true.
Yeah. And again, the nerd stuff, not quite to her extent, because I'll say this isn't a big spoiler, but she's a Star Wars fan. I love Star Wars, but I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan. So
I just like the OG 3.
Yeah.
That's the extent of I understand the prequel 3, but that's my base.
Yeah. I'm more of anime, video games, history kind of nerd person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to point out that both of the female characters we identify with are paired with werewolves. Take it in.
I feel
okay.
My identity is being put into question. I could live with a Grimm, but I don't know about a werewolf yet.
Well, I'm just gonna throw you under the bus here because I love your vampires.
Oh, no.
And you may have to resend me this clip because I'm going to put it in there.
I will eventually post it.
Becca here, like she said, video games and anime and stuff, and she always loves a blonde, maybe white-haired vampire. If you know where I'm going with this, good job, you guessed it. It's Baldur's Gate 3.
You can get my cup over there that says Astarian's juice box.
Oh my god. Yeah, so she's an Astarian fan, and we sometimes
have a tattoo too.
There's an obsession here, and we love her for it. It's fine. But she decided to get us sisters into Baldur's Gate 3, which will probably come up again in the next video.
Yeah.
In the next tea time with Sam, and we're going to squish Alina in between us. Or go.
But I'm the middle child.
I know. It'll go the way we're born. Blah, blah, blah.
Just like the way we're born.
Yes, we know.
I paint Lena out, so.
So, she got us to play Baldur's Gate 3. I don't play video games.
I got you to watch me play Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah, I watched. No, I know. So, I was going to get there. Okay. You just let me finish. Let me get my fucking line out.
Okay.
So, I watch her play. Alina watches as well, but Alina does actually play. I just help make decisions. And I just can't do the controllers. This is just too much for me. I'm a very simple person in some aspects.
You fight. It's okay.
Yeah. So we're playing, and for some reason, I don't know how it came up, but she decided to count her
something about somebody brought up vampire boyfriends, and I was like, I only have your many vampire boyfriends, and I was like, I only have 2. And we tried guessing them.
And so I was like, no, you have more than that. And I think we got to 4.
Yeah, because you kept guessing like Astarion, obviously, and then you guessed.
Our characters aren't looking so good.
For a dull moment.
No, but Astarion's alive, so.
That's all that matters to Becca.
Yeah, your vampire husband's still... One of your many vampire husbands is still alive.
I don't have that many.
How many do you have, Becca?
Just the 2.
August and this one?
Oh, maybe 3.
Wait. Oh, Ruben. Like, who am I missing? Ruben.
Oh,
Ruben?
maybe 4.
Alucard.
Alucard.
Oh, but this kid's getting better, though. Oh, thank you, sis.
Oh, God.
Is there another one you've forgotten about?
Can't even catch my breath.
The spike count?
Oh, my God.
But is he husband material or no?
No.
I don't think any of them are.
Becca would make Alucard an Astarion husband material.
Yes.
I need to finish that show.
We're still at 5?
I think so. I'm not positive. I have to look back because I might put the new vampire or Interview with a Vampire Lestat on there. You thought I was going to say Vampire Diaries?
No, I did not think you were going to say that.
Because I really like the Lestat in the new.
That
Interview.
is fair. I need to watch season 2.
I love that actor. I love his performance. I think he's great.
He's fantastic.
Yeah. That should be the only vampires. I have to go look back, but
On this vampire train, this vampire coffin train we've got going on here.
yeah.
Last year,
A hearse.
Fine, a hearse. I don't know.
I had a horse-drawn hearse. I like that.
Okay, fine. On this horse-drawn hearse of vampire talk, last year I drug her to meet Ian Somerhalder. Can you stop saying drug? Because it sounds like you drugged me and then dragged me. Okay, I dragged her to meet you because I didn't know if my other friends were going to be there because they were unsure if they were going to be there, and I didn't want to stand in line forever by myself. I could do it, but I needed assurance that I was going to be okay because I've never done anything like that before. I've never waited in line for a celebrity.
We did it twice that year.
I know. We're going to get to your story in a minute because I have to keep talking about the vampires. So, just so they understand the true love of vampires and how we ended up in this fictional world of ours with werewolves.
Relating to characters with werewolves.
Yes. So, dragged her with me. Whoops. She came with me, and she's never seen the show. She has no idea.
I was giving a quick summary while I'm standing in line. People were super excited. I was like, I have no idea what I've just gotten myself into.
But it was great. And I'll pop a picture up too, but I had a shirt that said, fuck around and find out. And he loved the shirt. That he even was talking to her about the shirt, which I got a little bit on video.
Yeah, because he did a double take with us, which I knew was coming.
Because tell them that story.
Yeah, so I was prepared for a response for him to do a double take. To be like, are you guys sisters? And I just went, no. And he's like, wait, what? And I was like, yes, she's my sister. He's like, oh, don't. He's like, don't fuck with me. I was like, no, that's her job. He's like, oh my God, that t-shirt was great.
I know, that shirt's so good.
It was such a fantastic time. So
it was great.
I loved him, and he was wearing the Salvatore ring, so he could go out in daylight. At that point, we were debating if we were going to go to Dragon Con or not, and because some of the cast of Baldur's Gate 3 were going to be there,
including a certain vampire.
Yes. So I told her, I think it was part of like the deal of like, well, you stood in line with me to meet Ian. I'll stand in line with you to meet Astari
Yeah,
and
but
Neil.
Ian was much cheaper.
Yeah, we just had to drive 30 minutes. You almost an hour, but like we didn't drive. We didn't drive that far. I bought a bottle of bourbon, which I'm never gonna drink, but it doesn't matter. Like he loved my shirt. That's all I care about.
Mm-hmm.
But so we go to stand in line with Astarion, and she's dressed up in an Astarion cosplay.
Oh my god. I was so scared.
And you sassed the man.
I did. Okay, so I was nervous. I'm pretty sure I looked like a deer in headlights when I walked up to him because he's just like, hello. And I just didn't talk. I just stared at him. He's like, okay. I was like, please don't talk to me. I'm barely keeping myself together right now because I am in a place I've never been to before. I don't know how this works. I'm meeting a stranger that I'm like enamored with. I don't know how to cope, so just don't talk to me.
I didn't even don't talk to me.
That was just like my inner monologue. And so finally took the picture. I was like relieved. I was like, I feel like I ran away from him. I don't know if I did, but I was just so nervous. I ran away. And then they had to call me back because they're like, you blinked, or somebody blinked. They didn't say I blinked, but they're like, someone blinked. You have to come back. And I was like, shit. I was like, okay. So I finally went back. I think I like calmed my nerves by that point. And he just looks. And they said, like, oh, yeah, someone blinked. And he just looks at me. He's like, well, do better this time. And I just stared right back at him. And I said, no, you do better this time. And he's like, you're right. I was probably the one who blinked. And I was, in my head, I'm like, it was definitely me.
It's always you.
Yeah, it was definitely me. So thanks, Neil. Thanks, Neil, for taking the fall. And so, yeah, that's how I got 2 pictures with him. But I was better the second time around. I feel bad because by the end of that weekend, I had finally calmed down. So he got like the scaredest part version of myself. So if I ever get the chance to meet him again, I hope I'm more
calm, cool, and collected.
Yes.
Yes, I'm sure you will be.
I'll pop in one of my own mind stillings. So you're about to meet Neil Newman.
Oh my god, breathe.
I can't even do this in my voice because I'm laughing. Breathe in and out. Remember, he's just a normal guy. You're allowed to talk back. You're allowed to poke fun. You're allowed to take your time. That's what I wish I had said to myself while standing in line.
I'm really glad we're not on SNL because I just would break character all the time.
I'm breaking my own character.
I know, it's just funny. If you didn't know, Becca records all of the mind stillings for Valkyrie Squad. And that was a free one just for you.
Yeah.
Just for when you meet another voice actor.
Yeah. Just clip that.
Yeah, just here you go.
There's your pocket stilling.
So, before we log off here, sign off, what are you drinking today?
I am drinking golden eyebrow tea, which is a tea my friend recommended. It's just a black tea. She has a whole story about it. I don't remember the story because she told it a while ago. But look it up. It's really fun.
Do you have the brand name or anything?
No, because it's a very specialty tea shop where I get it. Like that brand is not.
It's fancy tea.
Yeah, but I don't know. If you find golden eyebrow tea at any any tea shop that that's run by a British woman that imports tea, that's my tea shop that I go to.
Like she just saw my tea and took it up at a whole other level.
Yeah, like it's a very charming little tea shop.
Hey,
yeah,
I guess I'm gonna.
It would
go.
It would belong in Stay a Spell, in the world of Stay a Spell, honestly.
Back to the tea. I am drinking chocolate chai from Raven's Nest, which I bought at the Georgia Ren Fair last year. Yeah, very smooth. I like it.
Yeah, mine's a black tea. I don't really have much else to talk about because I don't have that acquired, or at least that palate to describe the tea. I'm just like, it's a black tea.
That's fine. You don't have to talk about tea.
I will say it's not as bitter as like English breakfast. So I guess I do have stuff to talk about it. It's not as bitter.
You don't have to keep going about the tea.
Well, now I've started, so now I can't stop.
Well, until next time, that was the tea, and cheers! Oh my god.
We never talked about New Orleans.
Yep.
Yeah, some more vampires. Tangent, let's go. We're gonna have to edit more.
Remember the Vampire Cafe?
I do remember the Vampire Cafe.
Remember I got heartburn?
Yeah, because you can't hold your blood.
It was spiked. And not that spike. It was, I just can't do.
It was
can't,
a fangria.
Yeah, and it did, and I know I get heartburn with red wine. So I thought if I eat a burger with the red meat, it'll help with the heartburn. No, it did not help.
We went to that cafe twice, I think.
Yeah, we went for like brunch or something.
Yeah.
And then we went to the vampire little store. I still have all the pictures. I was scrolling through, and I was like, "Oh my god, you have all these pictures."
I want to go back to that vampire store. I'm sad I didn't get anything there.
I know, but that was a lot of fun. Vampire Cafe in New Orleans is a must. And while we were there,
Hold on, quick tangent. Vampire Cafe has their own wine that you can get at Safeway, just called Vampire. I forgot. I think it's a Cabernet Sauvignon that you can find at Safeway. Quick plug. Anyways, while we were there,
I don't drink wine. Anyways, while we were there in New Orleans, they were actually filming Interview with the Vampire,
the
show, and walking towards the Vampire Cafe. There was literally we were there for 4 days. In the 4 days, a whole house was built, and so that was one of the reasons why we watched the show, was to find the day we were leaving. There was a structure next to us that was being built for the show.
Right by our Airbnb. There was a facade being put up. There was one night we were doing a tour and they were filming in the cathedral, or the church or the cathedral, which we know what scene that is in. I think it's in episode 1 or 2.
Yeah, so we watched the show so we could find the filming locations we had just so happened to walk by.
Yeah, we saw Crafty there with all the food, barbecuing. It was I guess if you're a local or a tourist who has no interest in Interview with a Vampire, which in that case, why are you in New Orleans? But if you're there, it was kind of annoying. But for us who really enjoy film and stuff like that, that was an added bonus for us.
Yeah, it was quite a treat. Even though it was a really cold trip and our sister bailed on us.
I at least had a scarf with me.
Yeah. It was one of the unexpected highlights of the trip.
Yeah.
To wrap this one up here.
Are we getting out on time?
Yeah.
Oh, but I'm enjoying this conversation. In my car beneath the barren branches, contemplating life or something like that.
I think that's exactly what it is. Which we fall shut up. Go away. So everyone's into it.
Almost ate this.
Don't let the intrusive thought win.
Yeah. I was just I could use this. You never brought me donuts.
Oh my god, I forgot we talked about donuts.
Donuts are coming tomorrow. I'm holding you to that. Okay.